We're at Say It Loud 2 in Fort Lauderdale. FEW JB Cool's big event. He always does it well, top rated 110%. And look at this. AEW's Red Velvet. Stirring it up. You know I like when you stir it up. That's what I like. I always like stirring it up. You gotta stir it up more. You have to stir it up more. And it's so fun because actually we'll talk a little bit about this event.
This event is special. It's Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm proud. So I'm very honored to be a part of this. I was a part of the first one, now I'm back part of the second one. So I'm very happy to always come back home. FEW is my home, is where I got started. So I will always come back, I will always support. Even if one day I'm not wrestling, I will still be here and support because this is where I started, this is home.
And Miami with FEW, and you went to school here, you got your training here. It really is, you are a Miami. You are local.
Born and raised, County of Dade, went to school here, went to college, wrestling school, so Miami, Florida in general, home, 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 home. Homegrown.
Red, what has this journey been like for you? Because even when you were in FEW, there was something about you. You were elevating yourself. No, there really was. And it's just a matter now, when will she get the opportunity? What was it like getting that opportunity? And then being able to accomplish that opportunity, yes.
It was hard. I knew I had one set goal, and that's that I wanted to wrestle, and I wanted to make it my job and my career. So when I first started, JB took me in, and he was just shocked. He said I was so tiny and so small, and he didn't think I was going to come back. But I came back every week, every month, and for years on end, I just kept coming back because I was going to prove to him that this is what I wanted, and when I want something, I go all in, full out. So I started 2015, debuted 2016, and then just kept consistent with FEW. Became their first ever women's champ and traveled all over the world. We went to Dominican Republic, the Bahamas, Haiti. So it was really a good base to learn the insides and out of the business. After that, I did start in the indies, and then during the pandemic, a time where everyone thought, you know, wrestling had stopped, I started at AEW, started as an extra, and worked my way up there, and now I'm a full signed talent and part of the women's roster for All Elite Wrestling. So it's been a great journey.
That's an inspirational story because you went there and was just like, all right, I'll wrestle on a couple shows, they allow me, but there was something there, something happened that they caught their eye.
I came into AEW with no expectations. I came with the goal of getting signed, but my first goal was my first match there, if I got a match when I first got there, that I was gonna make an everlasting impression. Thankfully, I just kept getting asked to come back, and I just knew that every time I had to come back, I had to prove one more time, just a little bit more, why they should bring me back and take a look at me, and it just took off after that. And it was a great experience because as I was going during the pandemic, I was going to Jacksonville every week. I worked in Miami, I worked overnights. I would drive 5 hours there, 5 hours back, and the day I got to quit my job because I got signed full-time to AEW was probably the best thing I have ever done. But I went with no expectations except give it my all every single time, and it paid off.
Well, of course I want to talk about some of the matches, but I have to address this first because you said it. 5 hours drive to get, wait a minute, it takes me 7 or 8. Red, how fast are you going here? I don't want to get you in any trouble, but gosh, holy mackerel.
Thankfully, I had a driving partner. I was on the road all the time with Kylan King, who was and still is my tag partner as well. So we split the drive, but we did 5.5, but still it was a lot on the way there and on the way back. And then having to just go home, change, and go to work, it was rough, but I knew that it was going to pay off. So I just kept pushing, and hard work always pays off no matter what.
What is it like with you and Kylie and just the chemistry the two you have?
Kylan has a special place in my heart. She is one of my best friends. We started in the indies and we met up again in AEW, and I say that she is like my little angel in disguise. She's such a big blessing. Every time I've had really big matches, somehow, some way, she is always there to support me, down to when we got to tag for NWA, the first women's pay-per-view. She's very special to me. She's one of my best friends. I wish her well. She's gonna go very far. I hope we can bring her into AEW more. She's great.
You mentioned that NWA Empower, which was a really historic event run by Mickie James.
Yes.
And you were invited to participate in that, and you and Kylan are a tag team.
Yes, me and Kylan were a tag team. We got through the first round. Second round, we went against the Hex. That gave us a heck of a competition. So much respect for them. So that was great. Just to be a part of the first ever all-women's pay-per-view representing AEW was a blessing.
What was it like when you got asked to do that?
It was great. I was shocked because, I mean, everyone says like Forbidden Door and stuff like that, but they were so open with us. Tony was so open with us, so was Mickey, and it was an honor. You know, we had Layla Hirsch there as well, Kiera, Diamante. So it was great to have our little group of girls represent AEW, and we did well. We kicked ass. So
you mentioned Diamante, another Miami,
yes,
another 305.
Homegrown, yes, awesome.
Tell us about some of your biggest matches so far. It's so amazing because your career is still young.
Yes.
But you've been able to accomplish so much, and so much more there is to accomplish. Yeah. But so far, for AEW, tell us about some of the bigger matches.
A lot took off right after Brandy got pregnant, and I was put in as her replacement to go against Jade and Shaq, teaming up myself with Cody. That match was probably the highlight of my 2021 wrestling career. It was a very high profile match, and I went into it not letting myself get blindsided by the fact that the attention was on Shaq and Jade and how they were going to do. I didn't let that stop me. I went in there, I showed out. That was a very big match. That was actually probably the match that helped concretely get me signed full-time at AEW. After that, things just got better. I got to wrestle Serena for the NWA championship, and I was in a title match against Britt Baker, DMD, in the first ever episode of Rampage, and we were the main event. So 2021 has been a great year for me. I've had a lot of other matches. I was involved in the women's battle royal for All Out, and I was part of the tournament to determine the first TBS women's champion, which Jade took, but I'm not done with her there. All my matches with Jade have been very important in my career, very highlight. I think we push each other to the limit, and I don't think it's gonna stop, because I'm not gonna stop till I take the TBS title, specifically from her, because that will be her karma.
Good chemistry, good rivalry between you two, because you could tell, as professional as you both are, that you're like, oh, I want to get her, and she wants to get you.
Absolutely, we will go all out, all out. So I got respect for her. She's doing her thing, but she got to keep her eyes open, because I'm coming for that title. It's mine.
You mentioned Serena Deeb, who is the professor. It's just so incredible. What was it like working with her?
Serena's the greatest. She's amazing. She's a great veteran. She taught me a lot just off that match alone. I walked in Red Velvet, walked out a completely different wrestler just after that. She's amazing, and that's why she is the professor. She is one of the best, if not the best, women's wrestler on our roster, in my opinion.
And Red, who has been helping you, and who has been during these times now, because it's Wednesday nights, or if it's Friday nights, I know some are taped, or even going to Universal Studios Orlando now for AEW Dark or AEW Dark Elevation. What is it like training-wise? Are you still able to get any time in to do that and work?
Yes. Thankfully, training-wise for AEW, the women are trained by Dustin. So we train every week on the road with Dustin. I've also had some outside help as well from Cody. I'm getting a lot of help now from Brian. Daniel Brian
Danielson. Yes, I know. It's very good. I know. Check the names and all. Yeah.
But I think a lot of people have collectively helped us out a lot, especially the women, especially me. I'm very grateful for everyone who's put their hand into my career at AEW and helped me get to where I am today, and even my trainer included. No matter what, even though I'm on the road, I still always follow back with my trainer, still follow back with JB, still follow back with La Rosa. I had the chance of wrestling La Rosa on AEW and Mission Pro, so life goes full circle, and I'm very blessed about that.
How cool was that with La Rosa Negra? Because and she's so fiery. She's got such a good mindset and skill set there.
She's a ball of fire. She's amazing, amazing wrestler, amazing veteran. I wrestled her at Mission Pro. She was the champ, and she beat me. And then life went full circle, and she came to my house at AEW, and I put her down. But she's great. I will wrestle her any day, every time, and I owe her a lot because she is one of my trainers.
Red, AEW Dark and now AEW Dark Elevation have really helped springboard indie wrestlers to get a look and to get take the next step.
Yes.
Would that be fair for you too, that really helped you a lot?
Totally. I'm very grateful for AEW Dark and AEW Elevation, because that's where my journey got started. I still always appear on Dark. Yes, everyone wants to appear on Dynamite and Rampage, but Dark, I think, is the base of our company and how you gain the exposure and get everyone to get to know you. And I will forever be grateful for Dark and Dark Elevation, because that's where my story started for AEW.
Now, earlier you mentioned about that big tag match that you had and Shaquille O'Neal. And I know you're a 305 young lady, so I'm going to say you're a Miami Heat fan.
Absolutely, absolutely.
What was it like getting in the ring with Shaq, who was a world champion with the Miami Heat?
It was great. I didn't fan out too much. He is such a genuine guy. He is such a genuine guy, such a hard worker. So I wasn't like freaking out about it, but
you didn't thank him? You didn't thank him?
I did. It was great. It was great just to see someone who, you know, played so much for our team, got, you know, us to the championships. It's crazy how life works, and I love Shaq.
Yes. Hey, Red, give us your social media.
Social medias, I am on Twitter as _red_velvet. You can find me on Instagram at LA_redvelvet. I don't really use my Facebook, but you can see some of my matches on YouTube and catch me every week, Wednesdays, now on TBS for AEW Dynamite, and Rampage TNT Fridays at 10 p.m.
Thank you, Red.
Thank you.